Akwa Ibom First Lady urges women to engage in productive ventures to attract government's assistance. Public consultation on Akwa Ibom medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper opens in Uyo. Government suspense and power begins investigation. Customs intercepts containers of expired tomato concentrates. Details in just a moment. A very good morning to you and welcome to AKBC 45 News at 7. I am Ufot Odoaka. Sincere apologies for bringing you the news behind time. The Nigeria National Petroleum Company Limited NNPC says it has no plans to raise the price of petrol. Nigerians have been apprehensive as rumors of a planned price increase continue despite several attempts by the government to debunk the insinuations. The rumor intensified after reports that the federal government had restored some level of subsidy on the petrol as the twin impacts of the devaluation of the naira and rising crude oil prices took their toll on diesel, kerosene, and jet fuel. In a statement, the NNPC urged Nigerians to ignore the unsubstantiated report of a planned hike. The wife of the Akwa Ibom State Governor, Pastor Mrs. Patience Sumoino, has assured women at the grassroots of governor's commitments to their welfare through the rural development components of the Arise agenda, targeted at economic self-reliance. The governor's wife stated this during the first anniversary of All Women of Ikorobasi Noble Assembly, a prayer group of the Vigorous Women International Ministry held in collaboration with Ikorobasi female stakeholders at the local government area council hall. Margaret Bassi reports.
Pastor Ino, who harped on the need for women to engage in productive activities, said women as the custodians of family ethos deserve to be empowered, hence their inclusion in plans by Akwa Ibom State government. Reflecting on the theme of the one-year anniversary, the First Lady, who described herself and family as a living proof of God's help, encouraged women to continue in prayers and faith in God in order to receive divine help.
I did not hear of where they call on Jehovah Ebenezer because it means so much to me. Yes. I have a living testimony to show for it that God is indeed the God, the soul, the source of our help.
In a sermon, Pastor Idris Karis Esienobong, who spoke on the theme, Ebenezer, my stone of help, with scriptural reference drawn from 1 Samuel chapter 7, from verse 7 to 13, said the stone of Ebenezer signifies total trust and dependence on God, urging the congregation to always seek God for instant help. Describing God as a God of all possibilities, Pastor Esienobong charged the people not to be surrounded by negativity, but look unto God, who has given an assurance of divine assistance and provision.
I don't care the sickness you have. I've had some before, but God who healed me will heal you. I don't know what is happening in your marriage. I don't know what is happening with your children. I don't know what is happening even in your local place. But I want to assure you that God who has done it before, He will do it again in this meeting.
In a goodwill message, the chairman of Ikorobasi Local Government Council, Mr. Joshua Afia, noted that God has used the Awikana prayer meeting to bless the women of Ikorobasi in the past 1 year and turn the economic fortunes of the area around for good. He identified Ikorobasi as the fulcrum of tourism and extended an invitation to the First Lady to join the Ikorobasi Local Government Council in celebrating the Ikorobasi Women's Day on December 16, 2023.
God used Awikana to help the people of Ikorobasi. Ikorobasi people are doing. If you look at our shorelines, you will see that many companies have come.
The anniversary and Thanksgiving service featured testimonies, special renditions, choir ministrations, high praises, and altar call. The high point of the occasion was the decoration of the governor's wife by the wife of the chairman, Ikorobasi Local Government Council, as well as the cutting of the anniversary cake.
And he, let us shout, hallelujah! Praise the
Margaret Bassi, AKBC News.
Deputy Governor of Senator Akoneyari has commended the Ministry of Economic Development for being alive to its responsibilities and ensuring that relevant stakeholders participate in the state budgetary process. Senator Eyere was speaking in Uyo while declaring open a public consultation on Akwa Ibom State 2024 to 2026 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper. The reports.
The Deputy Governor said the Umaino administration is strategic in its approach to development and was working to ensure that the set timelines are met for all its programs, especially those aimed at furthering development in the rural areas. She urged participants of the session to be fully involved. The Deputy Governor was represented by Mr. Samuel Umium.
The public presentation or consultation of 2024-2026 medium-term expenditure framework and strategy is the right thing to do. We are aware that the Arise Agenda of Excellency the Governor is targeting rural development, and so it is the desire of government that everything must have a timeline. And so this planning, what we are doing today, will help government to achieve its goal, set goal, based on timeline.
The Commissioner for Economic Development, who was host of the session, outlined tools and methods considered in preparing the draft of the 2024 to 2026 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper to include percentage actual performance of the previous year's budget, actual and forecasted GDP growth rates for Akwa Ibom State, agricultural revolution, tourism, sports, social development and environment management. The Commissioner, who was represented by the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Barrister Christopher Udo, also said the document was prepared amidst global economic uncertainties.
The Akwa Ibom State 2024 to 2026 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper is being prepared in the midst of global economic uncertainties. However, the recent development in the global financial architecture, the emergence of the new development bank as projected by the BRICS countries, coupled with the persistence in the Russia-Ukraine war, will escalate global trade, disrupt production process, cause global hunger, human displacement, and death, among others.
The Commissioner for Finance, represented by the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Mr. Mark Omo, explained the essence of the meeting and the implication of the medium-term expenditure framework to Akwa Ibom State, while the Committee on Economic Development of the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly said it was impressed with the prompt preparation of the document. Stakeholders, including the NLC, Policy Alert and civil societies organization, highlighted aspects of the document which to them did not lend to current realities. They, however, unanimously agreed with aspects of the document suggesting the limiting of debt financing and reducing overhead expenditure by government.
Family, friends, colleagues, and well-wishers gathered to celebrate the Secretary of the Akwa Ibom State Gender-Based Violence (GBV) Management Committee, Barrister Memete, on her Golden Jubilee. The colorful event, which took place in Uyo, was graced by the wife of Akwa Ibom State Governor, Pastor Patience Umoino, who was represented by the wife of the Secretary to the State Government, Dr. Inemise Uwa. Margaret Bassi was there and now completes the story.
In her remarks, the governor's wife applauded Barrister Memete for her service to humanity, doggedness, and continuous commitment to the fight against gender-based violence in the state, evidence that people from all walks of life can attest to. The governor's wife also praised the celebrator's husband, Justice Gabriel Ete, for being a support system to his wife and for encouraging her to pursue her passion and impact the lives of the vulnerable in the society.
For the sacrifices you've done for the state, for the love we have for Akwa Ibom State, and for those children that are not present, they celebrate you too. As the mother of Akwa Ibom State, she stands with those children to celebrate with you. Nigeria will hear you, and the whole world will hear you, because you have invested your time.
The celebrator was eulogized by the judge of the High Court, Justice Achibong, the founder of African Women in Leadership Organization, AULO, Dr. Elisha Atai, among others.
Your capacity and ability to deliver cannot be overemphasized.
She is having her 50th birthday in a golden era.
And harvest will continue to meet harvest in your life. We are celebrating a woman of substance.
The celebrator's husband, Justice Gabriel Ete, described their marriage as a beautiful adventure while noting that MM is very accommodating and imbued with values. He added that despite the remarkable strides in her career, she has been intentional in maintaining and building their home. In her thanksgiving, Barrister Memete acknowledged God as the divine force behind her exploits, noting that God made her discover her purpose in life in her times of trials and subsequently launched her to fulfill that purpose through service to humanity. She appreciated the wife of the governor, Pastor Patience Umoino, for honoring her invitation, and the wife of the immediate past governor of Akwa Ibom State for availing her the platform to lend her voice and showcase her passion to the world, while also applauding everyone whom she described as her wealth for being a part of her journey and the successes she has attained so far.
He has brought me this close and has given me this wealth. This is my wealth. My wealth is in people. All of you have been a part of my journey. You've seen how God took me down into the pit so that I can touch you. And then He brought me all up, filled with His grace and His mercies. It was when He took me into the pit that He showed me purpose. And when He brought me up, He launched me into doing His work. And now I am all of this.
It's a beautiful thing getting married to her because there are certain values in life that she has, and that's how it's possible to maintain our home.
The event featured hymns and the cutting of the Golden Jubilee celebration cake.
You 50. Jesus. A round of applause for this amazing God.
Margaret Bassi, AKBC News.
We will take a break here, and when we return, federal governments unveil strategy to revitalize agricultural sector for food sufficiency. Stay with us.
Yes, so and Monte never even reach chef. My salary plenty, oh. No wonder I no agree collect roja for my hand. Shut up, sir.
Proper funding, training,
and cooperation.
If it happen.
The chairman of AKBC TV Chapel of the NUJ, Comrade Udoakon, has applauded the Chartered Institute of Taxation, CITN, for giving women in its establishment opportunity to excel. Comrade Ekon gave the applause during a one-day capacity building seminar organized by the Society of Women in Taxation in Uyo. Ainopo reports.
Comrade Udoakon said women play a pivotal role in society and should be trained, promoted, and given a pride of place in all aspects. Represented by the Vice Chairman of the AKBC TV Chapel, Comrade Ainopo, the Chairman saluted the Society of Women in Taxation, SWIT, for the seminar aimed at providing them with the requisite knowledge to succeed in their fields.
When we are talking about internally generated revenue, we know that no society can actually do anything without generating its revenue. So it is a welcome idea. We in the AKBC TV Chapel, as women that we have the opportunity to rule right now, we try to add value. Because whenever you find a woman, you find the needed change you were looking for.
The state coordinator of Society of Women in Taxation, Mrs. Idorine Williams, said the body comprises of female members and was inaugurated in March 4, 2022 to promote tax policy and issues. Mrs. Williams said the seminar is to update the technical skills of members of the society since women are great leaders.
The aims and objectives of SWIT include to assist the Institute in the protection of its charter and status, as well as the interests of its female members. Over the years, studies and experience have shown that women are great leaders. I thought you all would clap for yourself.
The chairman of AKIRS, represented by Mrs. Ikenesere Pro, the national president of SWIT, Mrs. Bode Ihanola, said the seminar is apt, saying women development cannot be overruled.
Wherever you have women, we have results. Yes, I think it's very true. You see, a man has his limit of what he can do. But women, if you give a woman 1,000 naira, really, it should shock you. And I think the women have so encouraged our men in taxation to achieve the purpose of taxation.
Lectures were delivered on the theme of the seminar, Women Development Paving a Path to a Successful Tax Administration, by Barrister Udeme Victor Bob, Effects of Emotional Intelligence on Leadership by Mrs. Nkoyo Ekbo, and Stress Management Techniques for Women Leaders by Dr. Evelyn Eziagu.
Yes, we are very proud. The chairman said to let us know that we are very proud of our women. Tax administration is just about tax management.
I want to tell us that as we are gathered here, that grace is available in your life.
I want to congratulate my Unipool, beautiful ladies in taxation, and appreciate you for your unwavering commitment. It comes from the perception that someone has the ability to reward you if you do, think, or say what they are asking.
Eliage Not Paul. AKBC News.
The federal government has suspended MPAR program indefinitely. Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Betta Edu, announced the indefinite suspension in an interview with Newsment. The decision, she said, was birthed by some irregularities within the scheme. The minister said government has launched investigation into the utilization of funds since the inception of the scheme. She noted that some of the beneficiaries are not found in their place of assignments, yet they respect monthly stipends, adding that other beneficiaries ought to have exited the program since 2022 but are still on the payroll. Dr. Idu hinted that the investigation is to find out the number of persons on the program, the number owed, and how much they are owed. It could be recalled that MPAP program was launched by the Buhari-led administration to address the issues of youth unemployment and help increase social development. The Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security has declared a comprehensive strategy to revitalize the agricultural sector in the country with a target to restore Nigeria's former agricultural prowess. The Minister for Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari, announced this in Abuja. He highlighted that the ministry is currently in the process of conducting a comprehensive stakeholders analysis, which will result in a working map. The minister laid emphasis on the need for data-driven decision-making in Nigeria's agricultural sector, stating that the ministry had learned valuable lessons from the implementation of the National Agricultural Technology and Innovation Policy. Kyari acknowledged the pressing food security issues in Nigeria, which are primarily related to food availability, affordability, and malnutrition and food inflation. He stressed the need for year-round efforts to increase food production and ensure the availability and accessibility and nutritional quality of food in a sustainable manner. To address these challenges, the ministry stressed the importance of innovative solutions, new knowledge, technology, and value orientation. He also noted President Tinubu's commitment to transforming the agriculture and food security sector, making it the #1 priority of his administration. Kyari unveiled plans for the first National Food Security Summit set for November 2023, where the President is expected to preside over and issue specific declarations and calls to action. 20 containers loaded with expired tomato concentrates were intercepted at the Tin Can Island port in Lagos State. The acting Comptroller General of the Nigeria Customs Service, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, said the expired tomato concentrates were seized by the Port and Terminal Multi-Service Limited, with one suspect arrested. While displaying the seized container, Adeniyi revealed that the expired tomato concentrates have a duty-paid value of 116 million naira. He said the culprit imported the expired product and it was declared that the content was almost shelled. The NCS boss further explained that the act by an importer to bring into the country a large quantity of expired food product was heartless and inexcusable. And on that note, we'll end the news this morning. But just before we go, a quick look at the top stories. The wife of the state governor, Pastor Patience Omoyano, has assured women at the grassroots of the governor's commitment to their welfare through the rural development components of the Arise agenda, targeted at economic self-reliance. The governor's wife stated this during the first anniversary of All Women of Ikorobasi Noble Assembly, Aquina, a prayer group of the Vigorous Women International Ministry held in collaboration with Ikorobasi female stakeholders at the local government council hall. The federal government has suspended NPAR program indefinitely. Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Betta Edu, announced the indefinite suspension during an interview with Newsmen. That's the news this morning. Thanks for staying with us. I am Fort Luakan. Good morning.